What's up, everybody? How's it going today? This is Josh here. It's a beautiful April 30th, 2014. This week has just been wonderful. It was like 75 yesterday, it's supposed to be 85 today, and for April, that's insane for the Pacific Northwest. And I decided for today's video I would go back and look at a video from a year ago today to see what I was talking about. And there were a few, and I found it kind of interesting. It's one of my subs, Corey, he mentioned that he looked at some of my older vids and how much I've changed since I started, my channel, which I am grateful for changing, because that means that I'm moving forward in the world, in my eyes. That we don't always change necessarily for the better, but I feel like I am, and I thought it was interesting that I haven't, it's really become a dirty word to change our points of view, to change our ideals, but I find it to be a necessary part of being human. And so I went back and I looked at my video for, I think it was today or yesterday, at this time last year, and it was one of them was about karma, and it's called What is Karma? I actually kind of reposted it, but started listening to it. I didn't really listen to much of it, but I basically have the exact same interpretation of karma that I did a year ago. And so to lay this idea out, we feel that when someone does something wrong, they deserve to get punished for that. And I know that even the people that say live and let live, and that life is just that way, and like myself, people who are tolerant and acceptant and just say there's a balance, we still want to see people get what they deserve. And I'm not speaking for everyone here, but I think a majority of you can agree with what I'm saying, that that when somebody wrongs someone else, they deserve to get their karma. And this is, in my mind, why we created the idea of karma. We want to believe that people are going to be repaid for their bad deeds. But as well, we want to believe that if we live a life of integrity and value, that we will be repaid for that, either in this life or in another. And when I dig a little bit deep into the way people think and what we desire, I find that, we feel like we deserve something if we do the right thing in this life. And the sad fact is that all we deserve is just to live a good life. You don't really get good karma happening for doing good deeds, and if you expect to get good karma for that, you're missing the whole point. Now, I'm not saying that good things don't happen to good people. I'm just saying that if we expect to get something in return for our actions, then we're missing the point. As for the bad karma, this has created a lot of, a lot of belief systems. The idea that when a person does something wrong, they deserve to be paid back for that. And not just karma, but hell. The invention of hell and the devil was a great way to explain away why people do bad things and why good people do bad things. And it's a very shallow way to view negativity in my eyes, because it puts a label on what exactly evil is. So if a person wants to harm another, and they enjoy harming another, we want to believe that they're going to be punished for that. And the sad fact is, a lot of people get away with things that we don't really realize they get away with. People do things every day under the radar, so to speak, to harm others. And sometimes it's not even purposeful. A lot of times it's not purposeful. For example, taking advantage at a job place to get more money or a better position in front of someone else, even if you don't deserve it. Or people do very conniving, sneaky things. I'm not even going to go into the details, because we all know what I'm talking about. So the idea of having evil is really a good explanation for some people as to why people do bad things. But the idea of evil to me is completely, it negates itself by its very presence. Because In order to have evil, you have to have a determined evil. You have to be able to determine what is evil, and it has to be consistent. There has to be an action of evil that's consistent. And murder, for example, would be a good one for a lot of people. I had a debate with people in the past about murder and whether killing someone to defend your own life is valid. And people have very mixed opinions on this. Some people say absolutely. If your family is in danger, if you're in danger, you have the right to defend yourself. I had one guy tell me that even if his family was in danger, he still wouldn't, wield a weapon against another because that's God's will. And we get into these very fine details, and it shows to me clearly that people haven't thought things through when they think such a thing. Perhaps it is God's will, but we are the hands of God, if you will, the tentacles of the universe. And we're experiencing all this together. No one of us is any lesser than the Almighty, or whatever you want to label God as. We're not separate, in other words, in my view, from God. And so, therefore, we need to take action when we see things that wrong others. But what about good things, good karma? What do we expect to gain from something? Do we do good things just to get good karma? No, not likely. If we did, we'd be spinning our wheels quite a bit. But there is a line of thinking that says, give away everything. Materialism should be abandoned, and that we should let the universe supply us with what we need. That the universe will give us what we need if we just give everything away and just always bend to the will of others. That's not a balanced view either, in my opinion. We have to look out for ourselves. I'm not going to spend all the time I have educating myself so I can just let the universe do what it will. In other words, I trust the universe to do what's right, but I still have to take action to make this happen. This can be tied into a lot of different thinking patterns. We have to take decisive action in our lives instead of just waiting for something to happen. So karma, in its essence, is really just a balance. And in order to have a balance, you have to assume that there are equal parts of good and bad. And I don't. And I don't believe in evil. I believe that there are deeds that people can do that are considered bad. But if a bear kills another bear, it's not considered evil. It's only because humans have consciousness and we're able to know the difference in what's right and wrong that murder is considered evil. However, there are times when it's legitimate, in self-defense, various times like that. And this is my opinion, but I'm just trying to kind of give an idea of why I don't believe in evil, because there's no specific force that could ever stand up against what exists and what is the universe. It just exists. There's no there's a balance, but the balance isn't between good and evil. The balance is between opposing forces. The balance is between resistance and gravity. I guess we all draw our own conclusions about what these things mean, but I still find karma to be kind of a catch-all phrase. And it doesn't seem to do justice to the true nature of the entwined balance. And I don't believe that evil and good are part of that balance. I think that all is good and that things happen that we consider negative. And usually those things that we consider negative are based on our presumptions about what is positive. So I guess that's all I really got on that. I mean, I could go on forever about karma, but yeah, anybody? Bueller?